one and all, Uniform Guy here with the new mod test for Monday, May the 9th. And we have the Case International, well, it's actually International 86 Series by Julian F. Modding, 14.63 megabytes to download, 12 slots on console. And this is a beautifully made little mod. Right. Very nice. Comes in a few, has a number of, but not too many options, but a number of options. Very interesting, very classic. Well, where do we start? Well, we'll start at where do we find it? Medium Tractors is where we will find it. And there it is, a Case IH Agriculture International 86 Series, $54,700 to purchase. We see 95 horsepower to start with. It has a manual transmission, 140 liters of fuel, 21 mile per hour top speed, and 7.1 tons. As for wheel brands, Michelin. So Michelin is the wheel brand, but you have the two-wheel drive or the four-wheel or front-wheel assist type configuration. Now, we'll start with the two-wheel drive version. Single row crops is where it start at, and all the business happens at the back end. So we'll come back here. Wide row crop, dual row crops, which is would be my choice, and then a wide tire and single, back to single. So we got those for the two-wheel drive. Now, if we go to the four-wheel drive, again, all the action happens at the back. Single row crops, duals, plowing setup. We've seen that. We've seen that a little bit more in Farm Sim 19, not so much in 22 yet, but here we go. And single row crops. So you got the duals and the plow setup, and then that's it. So if you want the four-wheel drive, those are your options. Now, interior design. Let's zoom in, try to zoom in here. So we got the standard black. We got the red edition or the Western Premium, which looks kind of like a leather, the leather and the headrest and all that stuff for extra $650. Well, that's the most expensive option, so we'll try that. Exhaust standard, curved pipe for $1,000. Short curved pipe for $800, and back to standard. We'll go with this curved pipe. Attachments, you get nothing, or 400 kilogram, 600 kilogram, or the quickie console for a the loading option, front loader option. I can't talk. So we'll put the weights on there because that's probably, unless you want to use the front loader option, which is a great option. Engine setups, you start with the 95 horsepower. You can go up to 117 for 2,500, 146 for an extra 5,500, or the 1486 at 162 horsepower for $9,000, and the largest option, the 1586 for with 179 horsepower for an extra $14,500. Now, there is one color option. You can change that little front panel to white or red. It seems that that's the only thing that changes color there. So for no extra cost, if you like it red instead of white, there you are. So all told, with all the options, $78,050, which is pretty good for a medium tractor for 179 horsepower. Now, let's get in. And let's get in cab, because there's something quite interesting when you start this up that I haven't noticed on it. It could have been on some others, but anyways, check out the ignition key. Just keep your eye on that one. I'm going to start it right now. That's just a neat little touch. The clutch goes in and the key. Now we'll turn it off. Key turns off, the clutch comes out. Start it, clutch goes in, key turns, starts up, and that's a nice little touch. And then so your throttle on the right side, the clutch comes out. When you go forward, the gears shift. When you're shifting through the gears, the seat kind of moves a little bit when you're turning. The speedometer works. I would imagine the fuel gauge works. The generator gauge, the charge gauge goes up and down when the engine speeds up. So lots of detail in something that doesn't have a lot of stuff going on inside the cab, but very nice. We do have, if we put this menu, L1 and R1, your left stick opens and closes the left door, your right stick opens and closes the right side door, and that's it for kind of options like that. Lights, as you can see, it's well lit for an old tractor like this. As you can see, the exhaust flap is moving, which is kind of a nice touch. Signals, no beacons, as they didn't come with beacons. Driving around, and we're going to go this outside of the cab just to, and it gets up to the max horse or the maximum speed fairly quickly and efficiently. No glitches with the shifting or anything that I've found. It is a manual transmission, so there is a kind of inherent kind of hesitation with that. So here we have the two-wheel drive with the 1586 to 179 horsepower model with a cultivator rated at 180 horsepower. We'll set the worker. And as you can see, he's going to shift at some point here. There we go. There's his shifting. And he only gets it up to 7 miles per hour, which was a little bit somewhat surprising. And I figured, oh, well, it's not very powerful. But I think it's just a little bit of a quirk of the where the gears are set. This cultivator is should be going 9 miles per hour. It's only going 7. However, if we go over to here, I have the four-wheel drive version, and perhaps a four-wheel drive version would have performed a little bit better. However, what I have on here is a subsoiler rated at 250 horsepower at 7 miles per hour. And I figured, what the heck, you know how I like to abuse these tractors. So, first off, it starts out 3 miles per hour. It's like, okay, well, that's pretty good, considering. But then, if we watch it, and I let it go for a bit, at some point it's going to shift. It's obviously way more than what it should be pulling. However, I did manage to get it up to 7 miles per hour. There we go. Oh, 5 miles per hour. So we moved up a mile per hour. Anyways, very impressive actually, because there we go. 6, 7. There it is. We've hit 7 miles per hour. That's the maximum speed for this implement. It's pulling a 250 horsepower subsoiler at its maximum working speed, which is very impressive, especially for something that has a manual transmission, which tend to be a little bit tricky and not quite so powerful. And the workers seem to use it quite well as well. They operate it. The weight on the front could be a little bit more. It doesn't have a hitch on the front, so the weight that you have, although does this have a hit? Yeah, no hitch on the front. So you can't even put a front lifter on there for extra weight. It just has whatever the extra weight you can add. Or perhaps if you want to be a little tricky, you could put the front loader on there and fill the front bucket with rocks or something heavy to weigh the front end down. That might work as well. But anyways, there you have it, the International 86 series by Julian F modding, 14.63 megabytes to download, 12 slots on console. I'm Looney Farm Guy, and remember, it's only a game. Till next time, bye for now.